Why does it? I'm so tired of YouTube. I'm so tired of YouTube. Tired of YouTube playing games with me. Oh. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying so the lady or YouTube cut me off. Ugh. Anyway, I was saying, uh, um, I was talking about the ladies, the people because it's not all ladies, but the people I do the class. Oh yeah, cell phone story part two, where YouTube keep cutting me off. Um, but anyway, when I'm teaching the class and people ask me certain things, how to uh text and how to uh attach pictures and all those kind of things, it's just so interesting to me. It's like you had to wait all this time because somebody in your family won't show you how to do it, and that's a shame. You should help your elders if they are struggling to understand the technology. You just take your time out your day, 30 minutes, and help them understand what the hell going on with this damn cell phone and all these damn icons. And help them learn to use voice to text, because voice to text is easier for them to try than trying to sit there and type out a whole text message. Text messaging is kind of a new thing to them too. You know what I mean? So why not take the time out and show them how to do voice to text? Will be make it much easier for them to use their cell phone. You know what I mean? And they can also increase the size, the font size on their phone. You know what I mean? So whatever you can do, whoever you are out there, you got older person in your life, you help them by making the phone easier for them to use. Hello, Cookie. How you doing? Do you snore when you sleep? What kind of question is that? I don't snore. I don't snore. I'm not a person that snore. I don't do all that. Yeah, Big Will. That new technology will whoop your ass. All them apps and stuff on your phone. But that's why iPhone has a little bit of an edge over the other phones. Even though people love Android, they love Samsung and all that kind of stuff, and it's good for people who love to customize. But if you need a straightforward, here goes the phone button, iPhone is better. It's better in forms of user friendliness. You know what I mean? That other stuff is not user friendly. You know how long it take you to get to try to find your settings and all that scrolling up, and then you gotta scroll. You ain't got to do that with iPhone. All your stuff is on the front screen, and bam, there you are. You ain't got to go and look and search. You ain't gotta do no crazy stuff. And iPhone stores all your passwords and all that kind of stuff. When you older, you ain't got time to remember, all these freaking passwords for all these different things and stuff like that. So, iPhone is just a little bit better. I don't care what nobody say. I've looked at tens and hundreds of Android. I ain't impressed. I ain't impressed with that. You have to do all that customization. I don't want to do that. And I know they sell that to older people because it's cheap, but cheap ain't always better. You know what I mean? Cheap ain't always better. You know what I mean? But if y'all love Android, power to y'all. But I don't feel like doing all that. I think iPhone is more of a lazy friendly phone if you really want to get graphic with it. A lazy friendly phone. You ain't got to do all that. But I've helped people figure out they connect their phone to their printer, all that kind of stuff. One lady just came in. She want to know how to just block people. She said, "I don't need to know nothing else. Show me how to block people. I want to learn how to block. I want to block people, contacts. I want to block all kinds of people." I said, "Okay." I showed her how to block. As soon as I showed her, she did it 2 times. She was out the door. She said, "Thank you," and, and went out that door. She said, "You good at what you do." Even the lady today that I was teaching today, she called her friend up and she was saying, yeah, she just told me that this place is about to close. Also, she's a good teacher. You should have came up here. She's a good teacher. She done taught me da 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 da." Mm-hmm. I'm like, mm-hmm. Raylene, how you doing? Thank you, Melody. But yeah, the lady, the people I teach at the class is it's off the chain. It's off the chain. Some people are scared to even touch things on their phone because they think they're gonna mess something up. I'm like, you ain't gonna mess nothing up as long as you don't do crazy stuff like clicking on stuff like people send you spam. I mean scam stuff. Don't click on it. Okay, don't click on it. All right. And I had to teach them some cybersecurity stuff about, you know, um, their phones and stuff like that. So they learned a lot about what to do, what not to do, what's a fake email. You know what I mean? You see somebody send you email talking about click here for $1 million. That's fake. Ain't nobody sending you no $1 million just because you click that button. Ain't nobody sending you that. So you know what I mean? So I taught them a lot of cybersecurity stuff. So I think I did a good job, with this class. So yes, yes I did, Big Will. Amaya. Hmm. Yes, I did. I get I they are able to use their phones without, contacting their family because their family didn't want to help. Making being a singer not as hard. You know what I mean? It's already hard enough when you get older. You already got to deal with, aches and pains, and especially if you're not in good health and stuff like that, you already got to deal with that stuff. And then on top of that, you got to deal with new technology out here every couple of years. It's something new. That's too much. That's too much going on. Too much changing. And the one lady today, she was like, "I'm old school. I'm old school. I do old school stuff." I said, "Well, I know we do stuff old school, but nowadays you can't do a lot of stuff like we used to do. You gotta get with what is going on today. You know what I mean? You gotta do things that they do today. So, you know, going to the bank, really going to the bank ain't like what it used to be either. You can't just go to the bank. You know what I mean? Some banks you gotta have an appointment. Some banks don't even have a real teller, so there ain't no real teller to talk to half the time anymore. When you go to the bank, you just talking to a AI robot in the screen. You know what I mean? So, you got that going on. You got that going all of those kind of new things. Ain't nobody to sit and talk to at the bank about you trying to deposit, some quarters or something, and all that. Ain't nobody to talk to about that. Ain't nobody to talk to except the AI robot in the screen. This is so things are changing, and everybody got to adapt. Pretty soon the grocery store that's gonna be uh member access only. Probably all of them gonna end up being like Costco and like Sam's Club. You're gonna have to have a membership to buy groceries. I wouldn't be surprised if that ain't the next step right for everything. Everything you go to, you gonna need some type of membership to get in there. A subscription. Chat GPT is, in my opinion, it was okay. Um, I would say I made a couple of it helped me fine tune some recipes for my cookie bake, but that's about it. It helped me with a few things. It helped me with some writing some things, but the ultimate. Now, if I had a comparison, if I had what'd you say? My uncle. Wait, what am I gonna go? Ah, to the key machine and do it yourself. The I know what you're talking about where they got the little stand in front where you gotta do your own order. No, nobody want to do that. What's the point of going if I got to do all the work to get the stuff? Yeah, people don't want to do all that. But anyway, when it comes to Chat GPT, I find that, and I know this is gonna sound strange, Chat GPT is not that great. I know it's widely used. I know everybody jumped on the bandwagon of using Chat GPT, but I'm gonna go out here on a limb and say Google Gemini is superior. And the reason why Google Gemini is superior is because Google has been collecting data since Google been in business. Since Google has been the main browser, the everybody account is through Gmail, everything, it has stored so much information about each and every person across the nation, because just about everybody has been on Google. You've Googled something, you got a Gmail, you've had a Google Drive, you got Google has the probably the most vast amount of information. You know what I mean? So really people have to do business with Google to get data, because data Google got all the stuff. So Google Gemini, the Google Gemini AI is way better than ChatGPT. ChatGPT can't do nothing compared to Google Gemini. And I have tested it out several times, and I compared it. I put a prompt in ChatGPT, I put a prompt in Google Gemini, and the results in Google Gemini were 10 times as better. It's like, damn, why is Google Gemini so much better than at first I was like, God, I can't believe this is better. But then when I thought about it, it has been collecting data forever. So of course it would be better than ChatGPT. ChatGPT ChatGPT is basically feeding off of Google's stuff to me. It got to be. But Google ain't giving it all the access. See, Google is gatekeeping its data. You know what I mean? You gonna have to buy they stuff. If you want access to their stuff, you're gonna have to buy into it probably. You know what I mean? So I was oh, I'm so tired of Google. I'm tired of YouTube. After this, it cut me off one more time. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna take my nap and lay down. But anyway, so Google Gemini is much better than ChatGPT. Now, I have found that you can do a lot with AI. You can create apps. If you want to create an app, it'll help you create app. Now, as far as coding, I would say Google Gemini probably be better. There are some specific AIs that's out there that help you do a lot of coding and stuff. So you don't have to really go towards Google Gemini. You can go to a specific AI that does all this coding and stuff. So You can do that. But you just got out after 4 years. You got out of prison? You been in jail? Welcome back to the world. But anyway, um, but there's a lot of neat things you can do with AI. Okay, there's a lot. Oh, okay, well, okay, welcome back. Um, uh, there's a lot of things you can do. So think of AI as a tool. Something to assist you to making you more productive or making you don't use it as a don't use it like it's part of your brain. You shouldn't use it like it's part of your brain. Thank you, Cyrus. You shouldn't use it like it's part of your brain or anything. AI is a tool, to assist you with either making something better, creating something, that sort of thing. You should not use it to replace your thinking, your logic, or whatever. You know what I mean? It's a tool to help you be more productive. I, right now, ChatGPT has the owner of it, the owners of ChatGPT have made it where you cannot get medical advice from ChatGPT. When it first came out, you could, but because they don't want to be responsible, and also it was cutting out the doctor, out of your health situation. And so when it gets to that where it's cutting out the doctor, that become a problem. Cutting out the money. Because ChatGPT, you asking them, if you gave ChatGPT before it got take before they put a lock on that part, before you could submit probably your medical record or something. It could give you analysis. It could tell you, hey, this is what, because sometimes when a doctor does your blood work, they don't tell you what all that stuff mean. You know what I mean? ChatGPT can break it down and tell you exactly what all this mean, what you need to do, what's the best avenue. It was giving people answers like that. It was giving you detailed thing. It was itemizing your medical bills. It was doing all kinds of stuff, as far as helping you save money or prevent you from going to the emergency room unnecessarily, and telling you, hey, do this, not that, and you won't have to go to the emergency room. You know what I mean? It was giving out some solid stuff. But when those owners got a hold of everybody was using it for that, they put a lock on that. So now the results are not as they're not as detailed or don't seem as right because they put a lock on it. You know what I mean? So they don't want you going out there getting medical advice. Remember WebMD? WebMD used to be your little symptom analyzer thing. You got a symptom, you go to WebMD real quick and look it up and see what's going on. You could tell the doctor, hey, what you just said ain't right. According to WebMD, blah 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 blah. The doctors will be so mad. All of our patients are going to WebMD. Duh, duh, duh. They get so mad about that. They don't like you coming back and telling them what's actually wrong because they're not in the business of fixing you. They're in the business of just managing whatever you got going on. They're not in the business of curing, fixing anything. They've never been about fixing. If they was about cures and fixes, a lot of people would be in a better place. But they're not about that. They're about management, managing your pain, managing your illness, managing your disease. is it. They're in the business of management and pushing out product. That's it. Oh, you go in there. Oh, my back hurt. Oh, your back hurt. Oh well, we get you get two options. Either we can do this surgery that's about $20,000, or we can give you this maintenance drug, this new pill that came out. It'll help all the pain. It'll make you pain free for at least 14 hours a day and all that. And then you start, of course you say, okay, I don't want to do surgery. That's $20,000. Okay, I take the pills. They hoping you take those pills because those pills are like it's like looking at the stock market for them or something. They looking at them pills like, yeah, I got 20 of my patients on the confetti peel. I got 20 of my patients on the confetti peel. They buying it every month. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money every month for these pills. And then the insurance company come in, act like they giving you a deal. Yeah, yeah, we'll pay $40 of the peel and all that. But really it's all recycled. The pharmacy, the insurance company, all them work together. All them under one umbrella. So all the money getting passed right back. You know what I mean? It's all going in one circle. One revolving circle. You know what I mean? The money comes out of your check every paycheck for the insurance, okay? The insurance, they got their cut. Then you go to the doctor, you may have to pay a copay and all that. But then you gotta pay for the medicine through the insurance, through the drugstore. All of that secondary stuff, the drugstore, the pills, and all that can be owned by the insurance company. So it's like all the money is just getting recycled in and out. Okay, you ain't getting no deal. No deal. There's no deal. There's no deal for you. It's just you being maintained and maintenance. You know what I mean? No cure, no fix, no nothing. And it's a sad, sick world we live in that you cannot get, a cure or no type of resolution for your issue. It's just maintain, maintain, maintain. And then they tell you, well, if you don't want to be on medicine, you know, if you don't want to be on medicine and you don't want the surgery, well, then you're gonna have to change this, change the way you eat, get more active and all that. But sometimes, a lot of times, the people go and do all these extreme things, get on a strict diet. They go running a marathon, a triathlon. They go around the world, ride a bike, walk every day, 14 miles. Take the stairs and don't take the escalator. Don't take the elevator. Eat avocados mixed with oatmeal and all that every morning, a smoothie and a shake, and and still sick, still sick. You know what I mean? Hey Sarah, how you doing? And they still be sick. You know what I mean? Doctor tell you, oh, you gotta change your lifestyle and all that, and you still end up sick with cancer, the whole nine. So and they can't give you an answer. You know, oh Robert, oh, I know you've been out here, running triathlons and you've been exercising, riding your bike and drinking smoothies and taking your vitamins and all that. But you got stage 4 cancer. It's like, huh? You told me I needed to keep myself healthy. And that's what I've been doing. Yeah, I know that, Robert. I know that. But right now, you stop thinking about that and let's start thinking about um how we're going to manage this. That's what they talk about. They talk about manage. How we going to manage your cancer and what are the next steps, and prepare you for, if something happened, prepare your family and all. What you told me, if I ride my bike and I eat healthy and all this, I won't have no problems. Now you telling me I did all of this. I've been drinking smoothies most of my life. I've been doing all the right things, and now you telling me I got stage 4? All these years. That's why I be wondering. All these years, and still no fix to the problem. It's just maintain, maintain, maintain. And they just keep trying to straggle you along to your final day. And that's it. Then you gone. I had a cousin and she died of what is that? Colon cancer. She died of colon cancer. And she was a thin lady. She was already a thin lady. A thin, very thin lady, and she, to me, took care of herself, healthy, go out, active, and all that. And then she died of colon cancer. It was a surprise to me. I'm like, damn, how that happen? How you be healthy? I don't know. I don't know. It's very strange. Very strange. So when you think about doctors and stuff, and you think about AI and all this stuff, um, AI has some answers, but the powers that be ain't gonna let us get to some of those answers. Maybe Google Gemini. Maybe if you give Google Gemini the right prompts, you might be able to get some medical advice. You know what I mean? But they always say talk to your doctor first, but your doctor ain't gonna agree with nothing AI say. Your doctor ain't gonna agree. Your doctor gonna be bye, Big Will. Your doctor ain't gonna agree. Okay, your doctor is not going to agree with nothing AI has told you. So I don't even know if it's worth bringing up to the doctor if you found something on AI to help you. Oh yeah, I put this in AI and it told me da 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 da. They're gonna be like, nope. Well, you can't trust AI. You can't trust that stuff. Mhm. 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 Now, one thing AI has been very helpful for me is because we forced to use it. I know it's an environmental thing issue with the water and energy and all that, but they are forcing it down our throats, especially in the workplaces. A lot of people's workplaces are being, hey Cookie, how you doing? A lot of people's workplaces are basically telling them you're going to have to start using AI to help you with your work, your job, and all this kind of stuff. So people jobs are telling them that you're going to work alongside AI. Are you training AI? You know. So I know it's an environmental thing about the AI, but hey, they forcing people to use it anyway, so either you use it or we don't. I don't know. It's a very conflicting thing. We all mad about all those little data centers taking up all the air and all this kind of stuff and making stuff uncomfortable for people, but at the same time, I don't know what